Okay, here we go. Welcome to Island Time. Let's spend just a few minutes today. We've had some news, but not the news that we expect is going to come this week. It is May the 24th. We're gearing up for a big week on Island Time. So please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so, as this will be our means for you and I and our community to discuss cruising and the news that is about to break literally at any time. Cruise lines, and of course we follow closely, Carnival Cruise Lines is really set to make some announcements, we believe, this week in efforts of letting passengers know of protocols before final payments are due at the end of the month, and cruising starts in 40-ish days, okay? Let's talk about some good news, and that's all we've really had the last couple of weeks, but there's good news as of late last week and over the weekend. From the port of Galveston, who has really done everything they can to get ready. They've invested over $100,000 in the port to make sure that they are ready to go when cruise lines are ready to go. They said that their personnel is ready to accommodate passengers, checking in passengers, whatever the protocols need to be, as well as helping the supply chain with cruise lines and making sure that cruise lines have the supplies they need to operate a both safe and fun and enjoyable voyage. We love to hear that, okay? Roger Rees, okay, with the Port of Galveston, had some good news for us, okay? He said over the weekend that he thinks that cruising is a 75% go from Galveston. He thinks that they are ready to go, both the port and the cruise lines. He cites that the other 25% is just trying to make sure that protocols are agreed upon between the cruise lines and the CDC, and everything is shared with passengers in a timely manner so that passengers are ready to go. But he said there's a 75% chance that cruising will happen in July, and really feels confident that it's going to happen, okay? Which makes you and I, of course, feel confident. Okay, here are a couple of things that he said. Here's a quote directly from him, okay? What I'm more confident about anything is that we're ready to handle it on our end. I think we're ready, we've been ready, and we're going to be ready, okay? That makes us feel good because it's always exciting to walk up to the port, and Galveston's got a beautiful port and nice people, but you walk in and you're checked in and there's a nice area to sit and you're boarded. They get you on the ship quickly, and at the same time they get you off the ship quickly and safely, okay? But he had some interesting insights as well, and it's news that we're going to hear this week, but he had some insights as well. So he says that the return of cruising depends on more than just the port's efforts. Of course, it also depends on the CDC. It depends on the cruise lines negotiating protocols, accepting protocols, and then communicating protocols, okay? So he does cite that. But he says that this week, possibly as soon as today, May 24th, okay, that Carnival is expected to submit their final COVID-safe cruising plan to the CDC and to local port officials, okay, which would include him. So he has knowledge of this and he can speak about it. And they have to sign off on this plan in order to be in accordance with the CDC, okay? And this plan is a bad scenario or even worst case scenario plan, okay? This plan is if a ship leaves from Galveston, it has a cruise with paying passengers. It may be test passengers down the road, who knows, okay? But if a ship leaves the port of Galveston and during the voyage, passengers are sick, maybe crew members become sick, this plan details what Carnival is going to do on board, okay? And most importantly, it details, and this is what the CDC wants to see, how are you going to work with the local port to get the ship back into port and those passengers or crew members who are sick off the boat, transported the way they need to be transported to a local medical facility, okay? Honestly, this is an important part of the whole overall process. This agreement needs to be in place with the Port of Galveston and every other home port that Carnival sells. It's a worst case scenario. It's a scenario that you and I hopefully will never see. It's a scenario that cruise lines are working so hard with protocols that they're trying to avoid it at all cost, okay? And so it is important to have it, but we're going to see here in the days ahead maybe what it looks like. And when it's submitted, it should be approved, I would think, relatively quick, because it's between cruise lines and the ports. And whenever everything's agreed upon, it will be submitted, of course, to the CDC, okay? Now, Reese also said this: Carnival probably will try to meet the July 3rd deadline by requiring most passengers and crew members to be vaccinated. That's coming from the Port of Galveston, not the cruise line, okay? But you've got to remember, the port knows, they know what's going on, okay? Reese says in order for them to meet that July 3rd date, and there's a cruise leaving on the Vista July 3rd, he thinks that Carnival is going to have to mandate vaccinations, okay? We will hear very soon from Carnival, very soon. I'm talking this week probably, okay? Because the timeline's under the gun, okay? If there's passengers leaving July 3rd and they don't have a shot, their first shot of the vaccine, they need to get going this week. I mean, they need to get their first shot this week. They have to wait 3 or 4 weeks, depending on which vaccine they get. Then there's another shot, and then they have to wait 2 weeks before they're fully vaccinated, and that's almost cruise time. Okay, so that's why I'm saying we're going to hear this news either way. Okay, Reese thinks that you're going to have to be vaccinated. Under the latest CDC guidelines, ships can sail if 98% of crew members are vaccinated and 95% of passengers are vaccinated. We're still not sure about that 5%. If it's going to be maybe more than that, we've heard maybe that number will rise, but we don't know, okay? But is the 5%, is that relegated to kids who cannot be vaccinated, okay? Or people who cannot get the vaccine for health reasons, okay? We're going to get clarity on that, okay? Another huge piece of news that he shared was the port, as of Thursday evening, had not received information about running test cruises or simulated voyages from Galveston, okay? The port has not heard from Carnival that they want to do test cruises before July the 3rd, okay? Which we know that CDC says you only have to have one test sailing. But if that was going to be the case, you think that plans would be in place, or at least the ball would be rolling a little bit with the port officials there in Galveston, and it has not, which again leads us to believe that the vaccinations announcement is on its way. We will see, okay? All we can do is take interviews such as this, and this is not just a baggage handler, okay? This he's head of the Port of Galveston, okay? He's on that leadership team. And so those are his thoughts, and they are important because it helps paint the picture for you and I right here on Island Time, okay? Stay tuned with us all week. Literally, we're watching out for everything that could be news. We have several friends in the industry that I know they're tired of us because we text them and email them constantly, because we want to know just like you want to know. And we want to help break things down for you, okay? Thank you for being a part of this community. Please, again, subscribe if you haven't to be updated on all the latest news. And as we cruise, we will be going live as well from ships and showing you what cruising looks like and protocols look like, okay? That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed your Island Time on this Monday. I sure did enjoy it. Get to work, okay? And we will see you probably tomorrow as news breaks right here on Island Time.